will still be a multidisciplinary component, and the way it will work is largely the way multi does now, but each department, eligible department, will be able to submit one comprehensive departmental and participate in one comprehensive multi, like if you have a shared instrumentation facility or something like that. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
What about departments that have several disciplines? Like on this campus, there's a department that's history, geography, and philosophy, I think. If you're one discipline within a department, are you in
The way we're moving is to focus on administrative units. So the single department, in terms of a comprehensive proposal, the department would submit as a single department and could only submit one, regardless of the number of disciplines that are under the umbrella. But targeted, you can submit as many as you want.
Okay.
On the enhancement, going to the broader unit, would it be allowable and would it be a pro or a con? Let's say UL works with McNeese to develop a new capability for Louisiana in natural gas processing, like a Sasol type model. Is that viewed as a plus, a minus, or even allowed?
That would be considered a plus, because one of the things you're going to have to do in an enhancement, a comprehensive enhancement proposal, is show us sustainability. That first, that increases your impact, which is great. Second, it's providing one investment to support multiple campuses. That's great. And it speaks to the sustainability issue, because presumably you'll have some kind of fee-for-service model, you'll have multiple buy-in from multiple campuses, and be able to show that this is a valuable investment that is longer term than just the term of the grant.
Will it SCORE have some programs which would help to develop convergent research centers or consortia? Because it requires a different infrastructure and different faculty appointments.
It does. So for example, you have an IUCRC on this campus. This is Industry University Cooperative Centers. These have thematic interests. Those are available still. So as long as you don't duplicate any other similar centers, then you're allowed to propose another.
Any other questions?
Are the funding restrictions per project or per proposal for RCS, ITRS, are those increasing at all, or are they staying?
Those are staying flat for the moment. I'll tell you a little bit about how the funding is working at the moment. We have the programs that are going away, which are the big fellowship programs, are 4-year projects, and they lag a year from award to contracting. So we have, in the next year's budget, we have $4 million budgeted for graduate fellows. As those programs phase out, we stop accepting new applications, we stop funding new projects, that amount of money will fall because we'll have fewer prior commitments each year. So as that happens, we will use that money in these other areas, like departmental enhancement, R&D, that are remaining. So we might consider changes to the funding amounts in, say, R&D as the funds grow in those pots, but right now what we're seeing is a low budget level, and in the first year of the transition, we're not going to have any extra money to push over. Well, we've been told for about 5 years now that we've hit bottom, and it's just going to go up from here. What I would say is, what revenue estimates show is us holding level at about 20 million, and then gradually inching up over the next 3 years, which is as far out as their models go. Treasury sees flat, but they only predict for 2 years, and they see much lower. They see 16.5. What we've seen in terms of actual revenues flowing into the fund, the way we work is we earn money throughout the year and we spend it all in April, so the contracts that you just got is the spending of all the money we've earned so far. We are very low this year. In fact, Treasury is probably gonna be more right than revenue estimate this year. But as far as what's gonna happen in the future, the prognosticators disagree. We would like to see it go up, but we do know we have some challenges. The reason it's so low now is we have two sources of revenue. We have investment income from the trust fund, and we have oil and gas royalties. And investment income has been falling because there are statutory requirements for how our funds are invested, so they can only be in safe investments, which means treasuries, which means zero interest rates, which means we're not making any money. And then the oil and gas, we all know what happened to that market. In addition, the sector, the 8G, if you know this fund is 8G, that refers to the sector of the Gulf that the lawsuit that originated us was over. And that sector generates our royalties, and it's almost dry. So it's just really hard to say. It's a tough time.
One concern for the campuses as the fall was evolving was that the whole world isn't based on STEM. It's tough for the engineering to say that, but could you mention or highlight that the non-STEM program, the arts, that was protected and still is viable?
Yes. Atlas, which is the research and creative opportunities program for arts, social sciences, and humanities, is still very much alive. It's protected at or very near its current budget level, so that's a wonderful opportunity for anyone in those who has a project in those disciplines. All of our funding runs based on the subject matter of the project, not the subject matter expertise of the participants. So if you're a scientist writing a novel and you want to apply to Atlas, you're welcome. But absolutely, and those disciplines will also still be eligible in enhancement.
With NSF score, do you see any changes because plan was laid out before the current administration came to power? Do you see any changes in the plan, or you think NSF will?
Well, the good news is that so far, they have the dollars that's been allocated to EPSCoR has remained flat. Flat nowadays means an increase at NSF in particular. The only thing that I know is going to happen is for EPSCoR to try to cultivate junior faculty more than before. In particular, as I said a while ago, this is a new initiative to bring the junior faculty and the program officers together. So at one point, rather than universities send individuals here and there at different times, it's a lot of time and effort and expense for the university. So to bring all the junior faculty and the program officers at one point, that's one thing. Another one is to something called Track 4 that was just introduced recently, and I think the proposals were sent in. Track 4 has folks who are not tenured, untenured faculty members, particularly those who want to go to a national lab for a few years and learn all centers, and then come back to their own institutions and later provides funding for those. I think it was $300,000. And I believe a set of proposals were submitted. I don't know how many Louisiana submitted. And the results are going to come out in August. And each one of these new initiatives that EPSCoR introduces will run at least twice. So next year there is going to be again this Track 4 that you can apply for. Another one was Genome to Phenome, which was proposals were submitted, perhaps somebody from here. This is mostly those who are interested in biological sciences. The announcement of the recipients will come out in August, and they're going to repeat that program once more.
Other questions? Abby Gilry, our Director of